Exercising how to insert columns in a data frame. Okay, so how many possible ways are there in order to insert columns in a data frame? That is very important. Okay, so now let us see that how to do the things. Fine. So let us see it. So it will be easier for you to access in that case. Okay, that particular kind of program. So just now what we are doing actually, we are just opening a particular program. Okay, and then accordingly we will just do it. Okay, so here is a program, that data frame creation. Okay, so that is the file name. So addition of a column from a data frame. Okay, that is very important. Fine. Now you see this code. So as usual that we have to import pandas as PD. That is there because PD is the alias for the class pandas. Okay, now see there is a dictionary called my data has been taken in order to store the data. Means it is actually functioning as a data repository. Okay, that is the thing. Clear? Now you see there are how many columns are available? There are 3 columns are available. Okay, so that is the registration number. It contains 5 data as such. Okay, and name also. So there are how many? 1 2 3 4 5 also are there, and marks is also there. Okay, so now the existing data frame has been printed in this way. So here actually we are using the technique to create a data frame from the dictionary. Okay, so the dictionary has been chosen, that's why. Okay, so dictionaries are having the different type of combination. This is the string numeric combination, this is the string combination, and this is the again string numeric combination. Fine. So and whatever you are seeing, the numeric data has been enclosed in a pair of square brackets. Okay, this is actually signifying that this data set has been taken in the form of a list. Fine. So now what is happening? Df equals to pd.dataframe and my data. So the my data has been passed into the constructor of the data frame. What is this called? This is called constructor of the data frame. Fine. Constructor, okay, of the data frame. Fine. Just see data frame. Okay, and what is that? And then we are printing the original data frame. This is the existing data frame and we have created this. Now what we have done, gradually we have increased. So first of all, this is the adding column using insert function. This is the first process. Okay, this is the first process to insert a column. Okay, first process, okay, to insert a column insert a column in the data frame. Okay, column in the data frame. Okay, that is the thing we have done. Okay, so now what is happening here? We have adding a column whose name is grade and it contains the several grades over here. Okay, so this is actually a data frame, actually a list type variable. Okay, now when you are inserting the grade over here, you can see out here 3 parameter has been passed through the insert method. So this is what I have written in the remark, adding a column using insert function. Fine. So now you see print df. Then what it will do? It will obviously display the updated data frame. Fine. So now df.insert 1 means what? Whenever you are counting the indices in the data frame, in anything in the data frame, so it always starts with what? 0. Okay, so the here like 0, then have what? 1, then 2, then 3, in that way. Fine. So this is actually the indices. Fine. So here now what we are having 3 columns. So this registered number regt.no has been denoted as the column number 0, name is denoted as column number 1, and marks is denoted as column number 2. Now what we have done, we have specified a position, that is 1. That means after registration number the insertion of grade will take place. Okay, so that's and if you are changing it, suppose you are make it out here 2 and all, then in that case 0 1 2, after this it will occur. Okay, that is the thing. So now adding a column using insert function, then we are again displaying the updated data frame. Fine. Now the second process, how to add a column in a data frame, but it will be added at the end of the data frame. That is also, that means an appending will take place. Fine. So you can append the data frame as such. You can append the data frame. So in this way, if you are inserting, so what we have done, we have just taken a key. Okay, so a column, that is called house. Okay, here's house, but here the grade, when we have taken the list variable as grade, we have not kept it in a single quote. Okay, and this is simply what? This is simply the name of the column, means the it will come as the column heading, but here what will be the column heading? The grade itself. Okay, that is the things. Though even we can change the grade as its name, as it has been showed out here. Okay, that is the thing. So now DF house, when it is there, orange, red, green, red, blue. Okay, then what is happening? This particular column will be added with the existing data frame, and where it will be appended? It will be appended at the end. Fine, and the DF will be printed, means the data frame will be printed. So here we have taken the DF as the data frame object. Fine. Now the thing is that what is insert column? Inserting column by using lock. This is another process. Okay, that is the thing. So what we have done? DF dot lock. Okay, so colon means what? It will also be added at the end, because there will be no such column position you will be able to fix over there. What is the reason? Reason is that lock always works with the label, not with the numeric index position. Okay, that is why you cannot give that. Okay, you cannot give that. Okay, so you have to give the colon. So where the fees will be added? Fees will be appended at the end of the data frame. That means what? The order will be such: registration number, then the grade will come, then the house will come at the end. After house, fees will be displaying. Fine. And then now we are inserting again by using the insert column. Now this time we are using a different format. So this time we are using insert command, of course, insert function, of course, while inserting a data into a column. Then what is happening? df dot insert equals to lock equals to 2, and then column equals to status, and value equals to, we have taken 1 2 2 3 3. 1 2 2 3 3. All right, that is the thing. So now value 1 2 2 3 3, this is actually the value that will be, okay, that will be the value against this particular column status. Okay, and this position will be LOC2. That means what is the existing position now? 0 1 2. That means in the third place actually the column will be inserted. So the thing is that, so 0 1, okay, 0, and then 1 is which one? 1 will be the grade, and then 2 is name. Between marks and name, okay, so this data will be inserted. So that is actually the way to insert the column, the all possible ways to insert the column in a data frame. Now let us see it by execution. Just we are executing this particular file, and then obviously we will be able to get the desired output. Okay, so once the output will be delivered, afterwards we will verify whether whatever we have written it correct or not. Okay, that is the thing. Now let us see that how it functions. All right, now let us see how it functions. Okay, so that is a sub-process problem. Just a minute. Okay, so just closing it. Okay, and then again I am just using it. Okay, executing it. Okay, then you will see. So here the command, the particular program is well documented in order to make you understand. Okay, so how many different processes are there. Afterwards it will be available in the Google Classroom also. So from there also you can do your practical implementation. Okay, that is the thing. So now you see out here the output will be framed in such a way that as we have given, first of all the existing data frame to appear. Okay, afterwards slowly it gradually the columns will be added, and the existing data frame will be displayed in updated mode. All right, that is the thing will happen. Fine. Now let us see that it is taking some execution time is little more, because it has to process some library. Okay, as such. Okay, so by that time you can also view this particular program once more. Okay, so it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so that is the thing. So two process we have used out here with insert. One is with lock, another is the Donwell process. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so in this way what will happen, you will be able to see the data. Fine. So now the data has been appeared out here. Okay, and then that is the thing. Registration number, name, marks over there. Okay, so first this is the existing data frame. All right, this is the existing data frame, and what is the next is, okay, so that is the thing. Registration number, grade. Afterwards what we have done, in the one position we have taken the grade. Okay, that is the thing. So you can see this particular code out here where we have taken grade we have taken inserted at position number 1, that means in the place of second column. Okay, so that is the thing. Clear? Okay, and then slowly you see out here house has been added at the end. Then you can see out here, and then the fees also added after house, which you have done with lock, and in the this is the last type actually where the status has been added after in this position, because there the position has been termed as what? Lock 2. Okay, so what has been given out there? Lock 2. Okay, so lock 2 means it has appeared over here status. Okay, clear? That's the thing. So 0 1 2, that is the position actually of the status. Fees has been added at the end, house also has been added at the end, and in the 1 position, that is the 0 1 position, the grade has been added. So in this way, that these are the possible ways, even several ways to add a column in a data frame. That is very, very important, students, because sometimes the question comes in this way, that how many different ways will be given in your option, and you may be asked of which are the processes can be applicable in order to insert a column. So that is why this particular thing is very, very important, students. Okay, that is the thing. So these are the possible ways that you have seen out here, and you can implement it practically as well. Okay, that is the thing. So addition of a column from a data frame is very, very important. That's why. Okay, so df equals to pd.data frame. This is the existing data frame, and its constructor has been called in order to print it. Okay, and it has been initialized to the data frame object, and this is the first process. Okay, the grade, and insert one grade comma grade. This is the grade column has been added after this registration number column, because the registration number has an index 0. Okay, and then whenever you are inserting normally, then it will be added appended at the end. Okay, simple. The similar thing will happen when you will give df.log in such a way. So after the house, the fees will be inserted, and inserting a column, okay, at a specified position using lock. Okay, that is the thing, insert lock, using insert and lock. Okay, so this combination also is very much applicable whenever you are inserting a particular particular key. All right, that is the thing. Now we are coming how to add the row in a data frame. Okay, that is the thing. This we are actually going with the column. Now we will see the row, how that can be added. Okay, so you see this particular code is a very simple code actually. So simple, same data I have taken, same data I have taken. This is the thing, existing data frame 66, 89, 78, 65, 64, whatever it may be. There are the 3 columns over there. So now what we are doing, this is the existing data frame has been printed, and the data addition has been taken place from here. Okay, that is the existing, adding rows. Okay, adding rows. Okay, into where? Into the existing data frame. Okay, data frame. Fine. So that is the thing. So now df2 we have taken a variable, a dictionary type variable, and here we have taken the identical column name, and against that we have taken the value item, you can say, and the name is Arun, marks is 69 you have taken, and we have taken df equals to df append df2 ignore index equals to true. That means what? Index will be ignored and it will be added at the end. Okay, that is the thing. So now this is the existing data frame where it contains 5 data only, and this is the data number 6, that is the row number 6 it will be. Okay, that is the thing. So let us execute this. Okay, so it is very easy. So whenever you will add it, okay, so whenever you will add a row, so you have to take the similar data frame, okay, data form, then the append command to be used in order to add it at the end of the existing records in a data frame. Okay, so this is the function of the append command. Okay, so append command to be used. So what is that? After appending this one, you have to store it in the same data frame variable. So df equals to df.append, okay, and df2 ignore index true. Okay, that is the thing. So now we are executing this one, run module. Okay, and then this is the run module. Whenever you are doing, then you will see that existing data frame will be printed, and you will see that how this is functioning. Okay, so with the after the data of Francis, okay, the name of Arun, record of Arun will be added. Okay, now let us see once the execution take place. Fine. Now let us see that how it functions. Okay, 1 minute. Let it be executed once. Okay, so the libraries are being, so you see out here Francis, and after the Francis the data of Arun has been inserted. Okay, that's what actually to be done over here. Okay, so this is the way to add a record, okay, or a row in a data frame, that is what is very, very important. Fine. So that is what. Okay, so there is no extra places, extra things are there, only you have to take the data frame data. Okay, so whatever you want to add in the form of a dictionary, then you have to use the append command, and you have to give this particular attribute ignore index true. In that case, it will be appended at the end of the record. Okay, at the end of the existing data frame. Fine, that is the thing. So in this way. Okay, clear. So this way we can, these are the possible ways to inserting records, inserting columns and records. Okay, that is the thing. Fine. So inserting columns and rows. Okay, So that is the thing. So now little bit of right now we are just executing this one. So this is actually a very small program. So this is the read CSV and the data to be read from the stat.csv. Now let us access the stat.csv first of all, then we will explain the rest. I will explain the rest. Okay. So this is the stat file which has already been created in Excel. That is a CSV file, that is called comma separated value files. Fine. Now you see how the data can be called over there, and we will just match up. It will be printed over there in the Python console, and we will just mark it over here. So you see students, what I have given out here log2:8:2. Okay, so what is the thing will happen? 2:8:2 means what? So 2 means, okay, so it is the starting position is 2, that means 0, 1, 2. So it will start from March, okay, and it will go till 8, and by the time this is the step, because the log function there are 3 elements are there. One is the start, another is the stop, another is the step. So it was from 2, that is the heading will be ignored. Okay, so the index will start from here 0, 1, 2. So it will come as March, then the May, and then the July. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so this will happen in this way. Okay, so DL, okay, log, okay, 2:8:2. Now let us see how the things will take place. Okay, run module. Okay, then click on OK. Now let's see how these things can be take place. Okay, so the data to be read from the D drive, and the file name is stat.csv. Okay, this is the simple formatted file. So there is a problem. Wait, I just call it once again. Okay, just a minute. Run module. So actually 2CSV command is also there. 2CSV means when you are writing in the CSV file, but read CSV means when you are extracting data from the CSV file. So whatever I have told, sometimes they might give you this kind of question that the CSV file structure will be given to you, and you have to a command will be also be given as I have given using the log over there in the program. Okay, so whatever you have to do, you have to find the output. You may be asked to find the output. You see out here the CSV file. So similar things should appear over there. So as I have told you, okay, so because it is given 2:8:2. Okay, so you see out here 2468 has been appeared over here. Is not it? 2:2468 has been appeared over here. It has been included. Okay, because we have used the log. Now you see the execution with log. That is very, very important for you. Okay, so you can understand the difference between log and ilog. Okay, so you see out here run module, and then I have kept the same execution window over there, so you can understand the difference between log and ilog while accessing data from a data source. Okay, so here in this case our data source is CSV file, that is called comma separated value file. Okay, so you can easily understand from there, okay, how it is functioning in fact. So you see out here. Okay, so the execution will take place in a short while. Okay, so it has been already executed. Okay, you see out here we have used when we have used the log command, it has been given 2468, but when we have given the ilog command, it is given 246. So that means what? Ilog always stops, okay, before, okay, before the stop numeric level. Okay, and ilog stops whatever will be mentioned over there. That is the difference between log and ilog, also while accessing the data from the CSV file. Okay, so you can understand that it's a quite clear picture you can see out here. Okay, that is the thing. So you need to execute it practically, and then you have to understand it, and then you have to utilize it. But before using this particular program, you must create a file, that is stat.csv. Okay, and then apply this particular command. Stat.csv file will be in this format. Okay, so I'll be uploading it into the Google Classroom. Then you can access it by storing it into the D drive and then apply the command. Okay, so that's all student for today. Okay, so other day I will come up with some other program as well, and you will be able to get some more knowledge, okay, into you in order to access the data frame. All right, thank you students.